I'm on Wacker Drive in downtown Chicago. The temperature is like 15 degrees. I am freezing. But you gotta do what you gotta do to get the shot. So, where do we begin? This is just after sunset. At this point on a night, I'm usually wrapped up with my photography. I love capturing the sunset, getting the colors in the sky. But tonight I'm doing something a little bit different. Some of my favorite movies are Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy movies. My favorite two are Batman Begins and Dark Knight. I'm going to try to recreate or capture the spirit of some of those scenes from that movie tonight. Now, I don't have a helicopter, I don't have big booms to capture the exact same vantage points from those movies, but I can try to capture the scenes of the locations. I'm actually going to try to capture 5 tonight, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not just going to one location and going to try to get that perfect shot. I'm going to 5. I'm going to kind of run and gun this and see how this goes. And I'm on Clinton Street. I'm going to head south to a building built in 1922. It is so huge that an expressway literally runs through it. I'm gonna head there now. So usually at night, I want the long exposures. I turn up the shadows in my pictures a little bit. That's not what I'm going for tonight. I'm going for a gritty, dark look. So I've arrived in my first shooting location of 5. I'm at the old main post office building. I still got to get situated and get to the right spot. But there's this huge structure here built in 1922. It's so large. I'm going to pan the camera on so you can see it. It's so large that the Eisenhower Expressway literally runs through it. This building hasn't been in use since the 90s, except for Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So I've arrived at the spot where I'm going to shoot this image. I've got the camera down low. I'm doing only a half a second exposure even though it's nighttime. I'm going to keep the scene dark. I've actually got the moon in the shot along with the old main post office building. This is the scene in The Dark Knight where after the initial opening scene, the Joker pulls off the bank heist, gets on a school bus, and leaves the scene or heads into the loop in reality. So I'm just going to make sure everything's set up here and I'm going to take the final shot. This will be the first one of 5. So I just took the first image, and I'll show that one to you now. I'm going to post these on Instagram over the next week, but if you're watching this video, you get a sneak preview of all of them. I'll show you each shot after I take it, and I'll show you all the shots here at the end of the video. Alright, so I've arrived at our next shooting location. I'm going to turn the camera on so you can see what I'm trying to capture. So this is Wacker Drive. This is my next image that I'm going to take. There's a scene in The Dark Knight where they're transporting Harvey Dent, and the Joker sets up this series of challenges for them. The first one is the motorcade is going through the city. They run into a fire truck that's on fire, blocking the road, so they have to divert down to what they call Lower Fifth. It's actually Wacker and Monroe, and I'm going to try to capture it right now. Alright, got shot number 2 of 5. Now going to the third location, over here on LaSalle Street. So I've arrived at my third shooting scene for the night. This is LaSalle Street. Behind me is the Chicago Board of Trade building, which in Batman Begins is actually Wayne Tower. In Dark Knight, this is the scene where the Joker's in a semi and they flip it over. And they actually did that in real life using a piston. On this street there was, I think, a minimal or absolutely no CGI in that shot. That was totally real. Anyway, I'm going to get set up in the median and capture this shot here. So I got that third shot. Now it's on to number 4. There are these trucks behind me. Tonight I'm chasing Batman, but 20th Century Fox, they're filming something else over here in the loop. So this is kind of a fun night for me. I usually don't shoot like this. I usually go to a spot and shoot there for like an hour or 2 hours, trying to get that one perfect image. That's not what I'm doing tonight. I'm just going from location to location, trying to capture a lot of images. So I've arrived. I'm at my 4th shooting location. This is going to be an interesting shot. I'm actually shooting Trump Tower. Now the interesting thing is Trump Tower wasn't actually finished when they were shooting Dark Knight, and they use that to their advantage. And there's this scene where Batman is sitting right around this area looking at the building before all the craziness begins. And they just kind of focus on Batman and recreate the feeling of that shot. Shot number 4 of 5 complete. Only one stop left. a lot of cool stuff here to check out, and there's actually a lot of great photos you can take from Navy Pier. You can see the Ferris wheel a little bit behind me, the entrance to the pier, a very fun and exciting atmosphere. Of course, I'm going to ignore all of that, and I'm going to look and take a picture shooting north. The John Hancock might be in the building, but it's going to be a dark scene, and predominantly I'm going to feature the water treatment facility. Certainly not your typical fun picture from Navy Pier. Let me get to my vantage point. So let me set up this final shot of the movie. There are two ferries, and the Joker has rigged both of these boats with explosives. It's this very, very tense scene. And there's this kind of cool shot once the ferries are loaded up and the Joker's messing with the power of the boats. From Navy Pier here, the water reclamation facility is probably going to be prominently featured, but it was in that scene too. And it was a dark and gritty scene, so I don't want to keep it exciting. I'll keep the Ferris wheel out of the shot. Let me get set up for the final shot here.